Hey, Deanna Meske here. I'm outside of Mardi Gras World right now. I'm about to go inside and get a quick interview with a man named Vincent Bruno, who is the nephew of Carlos Marcello, one of the famous mob bosses in New Orleans. So Jeff Crouere is going to do this interview for us. Let's go inside and see what little tidbits and some history of New Orleans we can dig up for you.
Hi, this is Jeff Crouere with the man who stole Mardi Gras, Vincent Bruno. Mardi Gras is a New Orleans institution, the greatest free show on earth. And of course, it is something that New Orleanians treasure and tourists treasure. Millions come here. It's never been canceled except for world wars. But in 1979, it was. The New Orleans police went on strike, and the leader of the union at the time was Vincent Bruno. And Vincent, do you ever have any regrets canceling the greatest free show on earth, disappointing the millions of tourists and locals alike?
None whatsoever. And I might remind you, we moved Mardi Gras to Metairie.
Yes, it's not quite the same in Metairie. Vincent, tell us what happened. The mayor eventually wound up begging, and he was actually on the ground kissing your feet.
Yes, he was. He was on his knees begging me, crying like a baby.
What was the whole strike over?
Working conditions for police officers. Pay and working conditions.
Now, one key element in this whole thing is probably Pano would never have gone on strike if they hadn't affiliated with the Teamsters. And the key person in making that happen was your uncle, mob boss Carlos Marcello. How did he set you up with the Teamsters?
That is correct. He did. He introduced me to some individuals who put me right in with the Teamster leadership, and we were able to get a charter very quickly.
Once you became affiliated with the Teamsters, soon thereafter you went out on strike. How long was the police department on strike?
It was twice. The first one was about a week, and of course the second one was about a week.
Okay, then when you came back, obviously they didn't welcome you with open arms, did they?
Well, you say who didn't welcome me? The patrolmen loved me. We got our point across, and everything we asked for in our negotiations we got.
But you were soon forced out from the police department, right?
They set me up and fired me. In fact, there's a Supreme Appellate Court decision by Jim Garrison, which he entitled "The Man Who Stole Mardi Gras."
Now, Vincent, in the whole saga here, the real villain is not the mob boss, Carlos Marcello, but it's the mayor, right?
I would say so. He tried to divide the department in every way possible, even along racial lines, tried to get the Black Police Officers Association to go against us. And I'd like to let the audience know that all 1,500 policemen went out on strike except for 11 police officers.
And in the end, when you look at what happened, any regrets?
None whatsoever. Tell
us more about the sign.
Well, this is the sign we wore when we set up our picket line, so the other union members would honor our picket lines. Of course, they did.
This is the actual sign that was used by the police?
Yes, and in fact, it's a collector's item, Jeff. And if you're real nice to me, I might give you a signed copy.
And finally, Vincent, when you went out on strike, how long did it last?
First strike was about a week. Second strike was about a week.
And then when you came back, obviously everybody was happy. Mardi Gras has never been canceled again. And of course, Pano eventually, I guess, got rid of you as the leader, right?
Pano did. The mayor set me up. And there was an interesting case. Jim Garrison was one of the appellate court judges in which he entitled "The Man Who Stole Mardi Gras."
All right, it's Jeff Crouere here with Vincent Bruno, the man who stole Mardi Gras, former president of Pano, at where else but Mardi Gras World.
Wasn't that a great interview from Vincent Bruno? It was amazing, right? He has so many stories, guys. We want to tell those stories. We want to make a feature film of Vincent Bruno and Carlos Marcello's life on the inside track, the stories that never hit the world, never hit the press, never hit the newspapers. We want to tell those stories to you, but we need your help to do it. So help us, donate, share this link, and help us reach our goals right here on Indiegogo.